What's going on, my Cartelians? Cartel from Hell, back again with another review. This time, it's going to be for this Studios MEDUSA statue. And if you guys haven't seen my unboxing for this statue, I've already posted it up. I put it up maybe about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I really wanted to let this piece soak in before I gave you guys my complete review of this piece, because when I first got this piece, completely blew my mind, and it still does to this point in time. Honestly, no doubt about that. But it's just so massive, and there's so much going on with it. It's one of those pieces that I just really wanted to take in and give you guys an honest review. Just because I love a piece, I don't really want it to be too biased. And if I hate a piece, I don't want it to be too biased. I still want to be able to give you guys a truthfully honest review. I'm not getting paid by these companies or anything like that to give you guys reviews. So I want you guys to be able to value my opinion when it comes to a piece. I don't want it to be pushed or forced upon anybody. And to tell you the truth, just because I think something about a statue doesn't mean you guys have to. Everybody has their own opinion about a piece, and that's great. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think that's the way it should be. A statue isn't for everybody, and that's one thing that I really love about this piece, is that it's very unique. It's not something everybody's gonna love. It's just, for one, it's a character that a lot of people don't know about, and that's one thing that's really important to me about statue collecting, is to not get so many pieces that are going to be getting done over and over and over again, just regurgitated and copy and pasted. You know what I mean? I want something that is going to stand out from everybody else's collection. And this is definitely one of those pieces that does that. And honestly, before my review, before anything, before all that, I want to let you guys know, if you guys can get a good price on this statue, go ahead and pick it up, because it's definitely worth it. You're getting a lot of materials for your money. Obviously, you're going to be paying a lot in shipping. You're going to be paying around $300. Some people might even have to pay a little bit more than $300. So definitely try to get this statue very close to retail, maybe $50 over, if you can't find something for retail. And just hurry up and get it in your collection, man, because it's definitely worth it. And size wise, you can actually make it work. I haven't even tried to fit it in a Vesta yet, you guys, because I just don't have any more space in my Vestas. I actually need to go and get a couple more, have room for maybe about 30 more Vestas. It's just getting to the actual store, getting to IKEA. It's it's a hassle every once in a while. It's about an hour away. So I haven't had time to put this in a Vesta yet. So I'm not sure if it's going to fit in a Vesta, but it'll definitely fit in a Pax or a Stuva. It'll definitely fit in that, no problem. Now, when it comes to height-wise for the statue, you could display her without the scepter. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. Really easy, just comes right off. And you could actually just it's just magnetized right here. This point is magnetized right here. And then the bottom of the scepter just seats into a little hole that they dedicated right here for the scepter. But saying that, you'd actually really be missing out a lot if you're not displaying it with the scepter, because I really enjoy the scepter. Obviously, it does make it a little harder to display just because it raises the height, and it's the only thing that's that high for this whole statue. So it is kind of like a waste of space. You know what I mean? This is a whole waste of space that you're not getting to utilize for the rest of the statue on this side and for your display. But I just think that the scepter is done extremely well, you guys. And to not display it with the scepter, man, I wouldn't want to display it without the scepter. It's very beautiful. They've packed in a lot of ornate details all around this part of the scepter. It's really nice, you guys. They've done a beautiful job with this scepter. Just the design of it in general, and it feels very heavy, and it almost looks like metal. It's not metal, but they've given it a really good paint job to make it look like metal. Done a really good job. You know, it almost looks like it's a handmade piece of metal. You know, they've packed in a lot of pitted divots inside of the sculpt to make it look like it's been handmade, like a blacksmith handmade it. And another really cool thing about all the ornate details on this scepter is that there's another Medusa sculpted right here into the scepter. It's very beautiful. You know, she has her breast sticking out and her hair is just flowing all the way around the scepter. It's really beautiful, man. They're doing a really good job with it. And another really cool thing about this scepter is that there's actually a jewel on the tip of it right here. And it has like a cat's eye effect when it spins in the light. It's really cool. So you can like see the cat's eye effect that just casts throughout it whenever, you know, different lighting hits it. It's really cool. You're probably not going to be able to see it here. I'm definitely going to get you guys some 4K close-ups of this piece. Actually, matter of fact, you know, I've taken a lot of 4K footage of this statue already, so I'll go ahead and include it into this video so you guys can, you know, see all the really intricate details. But definitely, man, this scepter's dope. Do not display it without it. Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to display it without it. But man, just so much detail. Really beautiful. I'm very happy with the scepter. But it is cool that they gave you the option to be able to take it out if space is, you know, a hot commodity in your display. I really love how big Lockjaw is. You know, he's definitely massive. Like I said in my unboxing, you know, he's about twice the size as my dog. We have a little Shih Tzu. It's a regular dog. I mean, everybody has Shih Tzus, right? But I mean, he's about twice the size as her. And to have a statue that's twice the size of my dog, that's a dog, you know, it's just crazy. I'm digging it, man. I love that about this statue. It's really cool looking. They've done a really good job with him too. He's actually really heavy, you guys. I'd say he's probably around himself, maybe around 17 pounds. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I'm not sure. I haven't really weighed him or anything like that, but just from picking it up, you know, he's really heavy. And they've given him a really cool expression on his face too. And they've packed in a lot of gloss in his eyes to give him that very lifelike appearance. And they've also made his nose really wet. Definitely makes him, you know, he looks like he's almost alive, you guys. He really does. And I think that's very necessary for these statue companies to not forget to do. You know, pack in a lot of gloss around the eyes, pack in, you know, obviously for dog around the nose, give him that wet nose effect. If their mouths are open, you know, pack in some gloss inside the mouth just to make it, you know, more lifelike. And they've sculpted in a lot of hair. And it's not just going one direction. You know, it's like a real dog's would be. The hair is just going all over the place. There's grains of hair going this way, that way, up, down, all around. And, you know, they've packed in a lot of detail for him himself with all of the hair. Done a really good job. Give him the funny looking Shar-Pei wrinkles on his face. Get you guys a shot of that. But yeah, I really do love the eyes, you guys. The eyes are really nice on Lockjaw himself. And if you guys don't know, this is actually one statue that you buy by itself, you know, it comes together, but both of these pieces are separate. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that already, but for the people that don't, this is two separate pieces that you buy together in one box. So it's just him and her throne of hair, and then you just slide them together. Be very careful when you put these two pieces together, you guys, just because to display them like this, you know, you have to get them pretty close. Just pay attention to what you're doing, and you won't have any problems. You know, pay attention to her hand and his ear the most, because that's where it comes in really close. And the way I have it displayed right here, there's a slight gap, and the reason why I wanted to do it like that was just because, you know, moving the turntable, I noticed that, you know, just the flexing of the table and the pieces themselves and the weight distribution, the hand and Lockjaw were getting very close to each other, almost rubbing. So I have them displayed a little bit further apart just so they don't do that, just so I don't damage my piece. But you could actually get them really close together to where it looks like her hand is right on him. They've done a really good job with that. Now, if you're not going to display Medusa with Lockjaw, that's where, you know, the problems start to show for this statue. You know, she just has her hand sticking out if he's not there. So you pretty much have to display her with him for the pose to look right, because they don't give you a switch out left arm in a different position. So if he's not there, you know, her arm's just sticking out there, and it's just going to look really weird. So you definitely have to have these two together, you know. But if you're going to spend this much money on a statue, why wouldn't you display it, you know, the way it's supposed to be, the way it came, the way they intended for the statue to be displayed. So I don't know, I can't really fault them for not giving us a switch out left arm, just because this is what this statue was supposed to be made for. It could be a little bit nitpicky just for me even bringing it up, but there is going to be people out there that aren't going to want to display her with Lockjaw. They might want to, you know, separate them completely and, you know, have them in different parts of their collection, just because obviously, like I said before, you know, space is a hot commodity sometimes. Depends on your display, depends on what you have in mind for your whole collection in general, you know. So I don't know, it's just something that I wanted to bring up, just because there are, I'm sure, some people out there that aren't too happy about it, you know. For me, I'm always going to display it just like this, you guys. You know, the scepter's staying, Lockjaw's staying, it's all good. I'm completely happy with it, you know what I mean. Really happy with it. I'm also going to get you guys a shot of the print for this statue. I'm going to go ahead and dig it out and get you guys some really good close-ups on that print that came with this statue as well. Now, XM Studios is still including prints with all their statues. I think that's a really good idea. I hope that they never get, you know, stingy with the prints. I hope they just keep on giving us the prints. They're really high quality, really nice prints, and they're a pretty good size. So I'm happy with them. You know, another thing too, because Black Bolt, you know, his fork is a precious metal, right? So I was thinking when this statue came in, Lockjaw's fork was going to be a precious metal. But that's actually not what happened. You know, you're not getting anything special when it comes to either a coin or the precious metal that they did with Black Bolt. And I was really looking forward to that because, you know, I was always a little butthurt that they got rid of the coins. I've always liked the coins. And to find out that, you know, his fork isn't a precious metal, or obviously it's not going to be a full a full piece of precious metal. That would be too expensive, right? So, you know, they're just plated, just coated with silver, you know what I mean? Just the same thing with the coins too. The coins aren't pure silver either, they're just silver coated, but they look nice. So yeah, that was a little letdown, you know. I still love the statue, obviously. So I guess pretty much, you know, that's the only thing I would have changed on the piece. Very small things. You know, I would have liked to have this be the silver precious metal. And I would say another thing would be the expression on her face. Well, not the expression on her face, but the lack of expression on her face. You know, she's not really doing anything other than sitting on a throne, so I guess it doesn't fault it too much because she's not in like an action pose to where she needs a lot of expression on her face. But I would just like to see something more than just a very bland look on her face. It's just very expressionless. And you know, one thing about XM Studios, they have had a couple statues that are like that. It's sad to see. You know, some people have gotten, you know, switch out heads, custom made heads, portraits made for their statues. This is not going to be one of those statues that you're going to be able to do that for, because it's not a switch out head. You know, her head, this is all one piece, you guys. You know what I mean? It's the only thing that goes on this statue are her hands, her arms, you know, and all these other things of hair that are sticking out all over the place. Those are all pieces that come off. They're all magnetic. But she's seated in her throne of hair together during shipping. So, you know, it's all one piece. You're not going to be able to take that head sculpt out. So, if you're not 100% happy with the head sculpt and it really bothers you, maybe it's not a piece for you. You know, so you really don't have that option. But I'm happy with it, you guys. You know, I do wish that it did have a little more expression, like I said, but it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? It really doesn't bother me. There's so much more that's going on with this statue that adds to it than there is little things here and there that I'm nitpicking on that take away from it. And that's just for me. Some people might not be bothered by it at all. They might just be happy with it. Some people might hate it. But, you know, just a little something I want to put out there. But the throne of hair that she's seated on, you guys, I freaking love it. I think it looks really nice. You know, before Lockjaw and all that, you know, take him aside. If it was just her in her throne of hair, I'd be really happy with it. I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta get a little water real quick. Screaming all night, partying. Alright, so her throne of hair, like I said, I'm very impressed with it. I'm very happy with it. The sculpt is beautiful, you guys. You know, Medusa's hair is as strong as steel, so she can do whatever she wants with it. But it would be nice to see her in an action pose, obviously, but she is the queen of the Inhumans. So to have her seated in a throne of her own hair is very befitting. And I think it's perfect, man. It's really nice. They've done a really good job with it. The hair is a little finicky to get in. It's all color coded, so they have made it a little easy. Not easy, but easier for you to assemble the statue. It's not impossible. It's just, you know, you gotta be careful with it. They're not made out of a really hard polystone. I'm not 100% sure what they're made out of, but they're very flexible. This isn't, you know, the most flexible one out of all of them, but there's a couple of them that are extremely flexible. I think this one's actually the most flexible, the one that wraps around her arm. I really like that one. But see, they're all color coded. If you guys haven't checked out the unboxing of the statue, I'll show you guys all that in that video. So it does make it a little easier, but one thing I have noticed on my piece is that one of my strands of hair doesn't go in very easily. You know, the magnet holds it really strong, so I know I'm not going to have a problem, and it's not really something I'm worrying about. But I just feel like for this level of craftsmanship, it shouldn't have been a problem, you guys. It should just slipped right in and the magnet should have grabbed it, no problem. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem. If you guys have had that problem, let me know so I know what's up. I really want to know. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I'm really interested to find out. But, you know, talking about her hair though, this strand that wraps around her arm, I really like it, you guys. They've done a really good job with it. It's very beautiful. It's just another, you know, level of detail that looks really nice, and I really appreciate that part of the statue. Very nice. What do you guys think about her throne of hair? I really like it. Let me know how you guys feel about it. You know, it could have used a little bit more coloration and shading in the individual strands of hair, but this is the color of her hair anyways. You know what I mean? It's very bright. It's really bright. It's very striking too. I mean, this statue in general, the colors really pop. And in a black Besta, it'll work very well, because that's what I really like, you guys. I really like colors that pop on statues. You know, statues that are really dark. You know, dark blacks, dark browns. They kind of get drowned out in a black Besta. And I'm not going with white Bestas or any other color. Pretty much black is how I'm going to keep it. So those are the type of pieces that I'm looking more for my comic display, is pieces that really pop. They look very vibrant. And that's exactly what this statue is. Has really nice colors. And they've done a really good job with the paint, you guys. You know, just like I said, they didn't forget to gloss up the nose, her eyes, her lips. You know, it's glossy in all the right places and flat in all the right places. For her suit itself, you know, her gloves go all the way up, almost to her elbow, all the way up her forearm, and they've put in a lot of they've sculpted in a lot of like pads all the way up on the top of her forearm. But it's all flat. It's like a very flat paint right here. It's like a flat purple, flat black, and then they have some flat silver tabs on the side of her arms right here. But the rest of her bodysuit is very shiny. It's a really glossy finish on it. And from pictures, I actually thought that her whole bodysuit was all like really glossy, but it's really only this magenta area of her bodysuit. You know, just her upper arms, you know, her upper torso, and all the way around her hips, and then it stops right here. And her boots are that flat, you know, purple paint again, and the kneecaps are all flat too as well. You know, the hair is like pretty much like a flat color paint too. So really the only glossy part is just, you know, her midsection, her upper torso of her bodysuit, you know, the gloss in the eyes, the lips, and the nose on Lockjaw. You know, so they've used a lot of the gloss in all the right places. Like I've said, they've done a really good job with it. They've packed in a lot of texture in her bodysuit in this area right here. They've actually done the same thing with Black Bolt. It gave him a lot of texture, because his design isn't too complicated, you know, for them. So for them to pack in a lot of texture in the suit itself just steps up the level of detail a little more, and it just gives it an extra touch. That's definitely necessary to make it more impressive to look at. So they definitely haven't skipped out on anything for this piece. They've really pulled out all the stops on it, if you know what I mean. Another thing that I really like about the pose that they have given her is that even though she has a very voluptuous body type, you know, she still has her legs crossed, and it gives her a very like regal expression of the pose. So, you know, even though she's very beautiful, it's like she's guarding herself. And at the same time, not only is it like she's guarding herself, but that Lockjaw's keeping a very close eye on her as well. I think it's a really cool look. Definitely something different. Definitely something that's never going to be repeated. You know, there's never going to be anything like this statue. I really don't think that anybody's going to go for this look again. And if this is something you need for your collection, you guys, like I said before, go ahead and get it at a good price. Pick it up right now, and you're going to be absolutely happy with it. You know, there's going to be people out here that really don't care for it. That's fine. They don't have to buy it. But for the people that definitely like it, man, definitely pick it up. This gets the Cartel from Hell seal of approval all day, every day. Definitely love this piece, you guys. Very happy with it. I almost didn't pick it up, honestly. You know, I was actually a little iffy about this one. I definitely do want to get the black bolt. They're definitely companion pieces. I wanted to get this one first because I knew black bolt was a given, and I wanted to make sure that this one was really worth it before I got the black bolt, because you can't have one without the other. So now that I have this one and I'm very happy with it, I'll definitely be picking up black bolt. So stay tuned to see him in my collection. It might be a month from now, a couple months from now, who knows, you know what I mean? I might stumble on some cash, I might find $1,000 on the street. You never know, right? Pray for me. Nah. And I actually just got in a piece yesterday. It's going to be the Sideshow War Machine maquette. I just did an unboxing on that piece, and it's going to be getting uploaded very soon in the near future. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Also, you guys, I'm going to be giving you guys another statue collection room tour. It's going to be really different from what I've done before, and really different from what's been done previously on YouTube in general. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's probably going to take me about a week to get the whole video together. So just bear with me a little bit. Other than that, I have a lot of statues coming in with the next couple months, maybe 10, 15 pieces. So it's definitely going to be a lot of content. So yeah, man, really appreciate you guys watching. You know, that's pretty much it, man. Catch me if you can on the next one. Thanks for watching.